All right, Shalom. This is Howard 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, Layahawa, by Hashem Hawashai, by Hashem Harakar Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and Shalom to you, Akim and Agwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right. Today, the lesson I want to go into is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, dealing with people wearing these damn hats when they teach. All right. You got a lot of cats that teach. It's a camp out here named Sakari. They teach with hats on, baseball caps. All right, what they call new era. These new age Israelites. Then you got I think it's another camp called the Branch. All right. Um, I think they're based in Baltimore and somewhere else, but they got a part of their camp is here in Jacksonville, Florida, and one of the brothers brought it to my attention that they're wearing baseball caps too while they teach. And those brothers are cool. They seem sincere, but we got to do it correctly, man. That's not the way the apostles taught us. That's not the way we saw the elders come into this truth. Abba Bibbins, King Masha, Yaquab, Elder Yaquab, Pastor Har, all the elders under that started under him. We never saw this done in that way. All right. So the Lord tell us. Let me get this real quick. All right, I'm gonna start with this one. One second. This is 2 Timothy 3:14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, man. All right. So you got to. This is a spiritual walk, and you got to know who you learn this truth from, and continue in the things which thou hast learned. All right. So let me get another precept because they use this scripture here in 1 Corinthians 11. From what I heard in the past, like years ago, a lot of people that want to wear these baseball caps while they're teaching, they'll use 1 Corinthians 11, and where it says uh, the man is the head of woman, and Yahweh Shai is the head of man. And any man prophesying have his head covered, dishonor of his head. They'll say that means you covering mean you hiding Yahweh Shai, you hiding the truth. No, man, no. They taking that scripture all completely out of context. All right, they taking that scripture completely out of context, man. But I want to get this real quick. 1 Corinthians, where is it at? Really quick now. 1 Corinthians. I'm gonna share my screen. All right. Let me go here. I should be able to see my screen now. All right, cool. Now let's go here. So like I'm just kind of learning this new setup. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. All right. And they're not gonna stop doing it, man. Um, they're not gonna stop doing it. You try to tell them, they ain't gonna listen. So it's not even worth telling them over and over again. All right. Now it says 1 Corinthians 14. 13 and let's go to 40. But let all things be done decently and in order, man. All right, you gotta have some decency about you and doing this thing in order. All right. That's why I said you gotta run in this race lawfully, meaning doing it according to the rules. And that's what Paul was trying to tell them that were of the church, the ones that were called out. All right. So let's get to it real quick. Paul was telling them, the people that were in Corinth, how to how to be in order. All right. I'm go to 11, and you had people in, you know, you had people living in that Greek mind state. They were living in Rome, you know, and in Greece, and he was telling them like, "Yo, this ain't how you do it," because they switched it around. In the ancient times, the men wore mitries and the women wore hair wraps, which look kind of similar, but the mitri is different. It's set up for priests. The men wore garments, tunics, you know, even underwear. All right, um, and sandals. But the thing is, the garment down to the foot. All right, so you don't expose anything, showing yourself, your nakedness. All right, so they would have nothing on their head, or they have a mitri on their head. Just that simple, man. You had some Israelites that wore something called a kippah or a kufi, but that was set up later. That wasn't for the priests, but that was set up later by these fake Jews. All right, what do they read? The Talmud. All right, it's in their book and in their customs to cover the center of the head. You can wear one, but not when you're teaching, not when you're handling priestly duties, the services. All right, so who was that given to? Let's get that real quick. Uh, let's go to Romans chapter 9, 1. All right, because that's what this is about. That's what this is about. It's about the service of the Lord. And when you step into the service of the Lord, um, you become a priest. All right, and the priest has a certain look about themselves, a certain decency, a certain order. You're not supposed to be wearing these damn baseball caps, man, made in these factories that you just put on your head. And shit, most of the priests would get anointed on top of their head, man. You had to take the damn hat off. All right. So it says here, Romans 9 and 1. I say the truth in Yahweh Shai, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish myself could have been accursed from Yahweh Shai for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, meaning being brought back to being an Israelite, all right, and to the customs and being brought back to the Father through Yahweh Shai, and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High, all right, and the promises. So when it deals with the Lord's service, you're dealing with his priesthood, all right, and to be a priest, you had to have a certain demeanor about you, okay, certain order about you, man. But you don't go out there wearing a baseball cap, wearing a red Scully, all these damn gangbangers wearing red, and then they get into this truth. They want to be a blood and shit. Then they get into this truth. They still want to wear that, because they want to look tough. But it's all about the doctrine, man. It's all about doing his work, you know. And that's right. So let's get back to the point. I probably need to open another one just in case. All right. So let's get back here. to the point. 1 Corinthians 11. All right, 1 Timothy 4:2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy. And that's what a lot of these jakes are doing. They're speaking lies, they're twisting the doctrine, like Sakari and them saying uh, uh, that we can keep the law perfectly in these um, you know, in these bodies, which is impossible to do, keep the whole law perfectly, unless Yahweh makes us keep it, which he's going to do in the kingdom. Having their conscience seared with the hot iron, right? They become hypocrites. And their conscience is seared with the hot iron, man. It's like stuck in place. They're not going to budge. So you can try to tell them, but they're going to argue with you, man. You know, and the Lord told us about that. Cast not your pearls before swine, or not they'll turn and rent you. So you try to warn them, which they've been warned before. All the camps I spoke of, they've been warned on a grand scale, either them or their leaders. All right, they've been warned in the spirit to stop doing it. Stop stepping out there teaching with your damn hat on. One, it shows uh that there's more that's off in that doctrine. You see one rotten apple on the trees, you know it's something else rotten going on with the roots. All right. If the whole tree is rotten, you gotta check the roots, man, the foundation. And usually it's these their leaders of these camps. All right. So yeah, man, this is Chris why I say the order. We don't care about that word Christian. But Israelite order or the church, that's what we should call it. All right. The order of the church. That's what we're gonna call it. So Paul was telling them to be followers of him because he was keeping the old ways. He said, what? Seek the old paths, right? Stand in the way and seek what? The old paths, not the Greek way, not the Roman way, to where women would uncover their head, right? And men would cover their head. Because a lot of the Greeks and Romans, they looked at Demetres as feminine. And I'm gonna prove that in a minute. All right. That's right. 1 second, man. I'm gonna get this preset. All right. I'm just gonna get this one preset. All right. Jeremiah 16:16. Jeremiah 16:16. Let's see if it come up. Let's just get on here. All right, I'm gonna get these precepts on this one. All right. This is Jeremiah 6:16. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, not the new way, new era, the American way. I'm wearing my baseball cap. For what? What are they really proving? You know, it just shows rebellion. So we're supposed to seek the old paths, the old way, even of dress when it comes to the Lord's work. Where is the good way and walk therein, right? Just like the women, they supposed to cover up. When they go outside, when they're praying, they supposed to cover their head. Okay. Why? Because it showed a difference. Even though the Lord was calling a body to be the church, and we're all one when it comes to the Spirit of the Lord and salvation, He was still saying, "Yeah, this." He sent Paul to tell the Corinthians, which were Israelites, that hey man, even though y'all coming together in one body and y'all equal according to salvation, there's still order. All right, there's still order. Even though he was telling them um, about a even better way instead of the old Moses, what Moses was teaching, which was great. But he was teaching them about being in order in the spirit. All right, because this is a spiritual calling, which is the church. And amongst them, when they would meet up for the Passover for any reason, not just teaching, but when they would meet up for the Passover, in this case in First Corinthians 11, um, and also for the spiritual supper, which is us gathering in the spirit. So anytime we gather, Paul was teaching them like, yo, the women, man, y'all supposed to cover your head, and the men, you supposed to uncover your head. They had it wrong, right? They had it backwards. All right. Um, so let's get into it. So he was telling them women, man, if you want to uncover your head, well, shit, you might as well shave your head bald. See how you feel then. You wouldn't do that, would you? Well, these women nowadays have no shame. Back then they had shame. Shame was an important word. All right, and they wouldn't want to do it. They wouldn't dare come out there with their head bald and shaving it off for any reason besides death or mourning or a shameful reason. All right. So it was a shame for a woman to keep her head uncovered, just like her being bald. All right. For First Corinthians 11:1, let's get into it. Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Yahushua. So that's the point. He was telling them to follow him and do as he does because he's following the spirit of the Lord. All right. So it's not right there. It's off the rip. You can clearly see it's not talking about covering or hiding Yahushua. Let's get into it. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances. So you keep it in order. All right. I had as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, meaning Yahushua is our head, right? Just like the Most High is the creator of Yahushua. Yahushua is the creator of the heavens and earth. But this is not just talking about any man. This is talking about the church, all right, especially. But in general, the human race, yes, Yahushua is the head, all right. But of the church, the body, who's the head? Yahushua in the spirit, all right. And he ain't wearing no damn baseball cap. So every man, the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. See, that's not that's not talking about yeah, man. Um, let me get to it. Watch. Let me show you the part they use all the time. So the head of the man is the woman, right? That was set up in the laws. That was set up going all the way back to the time of Adam and Eve. That Adam was going to be over Eve. Okay, so the head of the man is the Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. So even though they were called out from the world, called out from the circumcision, the Jews, the Jews, and from being Gentiles from the world, being scattered amongst these nations, keeping the laws of the Romans. Now they called to keeping the laws of Yahweh Shem Shai to the best of their ability and believing in Yahweh Shai for deliverance. But it was still order. All right. A woman is not to usurp authority over a man, and she's not to wear the clothing of a man. You know, uh, uh, you know, Now, if you got your woman, she having fun with you, and she put your hat on, she put your shirt on, just messing with you or something. That's cool. I'm talking about in the gatherings and the Passover and the Lord's services, man. And even beyond that, Paul told the women that they should learn at home. All right, but they were meeting up and arguing and shit, just like they do at these parties. If you know the backstory on this chapter right here, they were meeting up and they were arguing for debate, and the women were boasting up like men. So Paul had to put them in check. And the head of Yahweh Shai is the Most High, right? All right. So every man praying or prophesying having his head covered dishonoreth his head. Right. Don't. So they'll use this verse here and say, Yahweh Shai has his head covered. Well, if you cover your head, it's like trying to say you hiding the truth. That's not what this means, man. That's not what this means. Every man praying or prophesying, meaning praying at the services or the feast or the Passover for any reason, or prophesying, all right, that's what we'll set up to do, go out and teach. Having his head covered, literally, like top of his head, dishonor his head. That's the context, man. You're dishonoring your husbandman, your Hawashai, if you're married, all right? Meaning spiritually in this truth, okay? So the people of the world, they were not part of the body. So the Lord, you know, so they don't have a head. So that's right, man. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonor her head, right? That word prophesy is not supposed to be there. If you look into the history of it, it's supposed to say, but every woman that does the same, you know, but the same could just be praying, or telling her children the prophecies that she learned from the man, or talking to another woman, you know. But or speaking to a man, there's a lot of women out here that know the truth from hearing it from a man. They run into another man or a husband, their husband, and they tell him the truth. If he's a damn Greek or American, they say, hey, we need to believe in Yahweh Shai. That is it. All right. So women not supposed to teach, uh, make it their point to teach men, but they can teach children, teach women. So right here, supposed to say, but every woman that does the same, meaning most likely praying with her head uncovered, dishonor her head. So dishonor her husband. All right. That shows dishonor because a woman having a head covered, that would show the power of the husband over the wife. All right. So them having their head uncovered, that showed disorder, not only in that woman, but in her household. And if she didn't have a husband, she still dishonoring her head, which would be Yahushua. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. See? So it has nothing to do with hiding the truth and all that. No. What it means is if she doing any of these praying or whatever in the congregation, and he gonna get clear on that too. He said, "Why don't you just go? They need to be at home, first of all. But if they do gather, that's why Apostle Hart put out there in this age, telling brothers don't have your women at camp, don't bring your women to the Passover. Why? Because you have situations like this, what Paul was talking about. They start bucking up, start arguing, start asking questions, start looking at the priest all seductive, you know. And look at the world in America today, man. You got women shaving their head bald. There was a woman just put a video out, shaved her head like Kim Po, damn kickboxer from that Jean Claude Van Damme movie, man. I don't know her name, but she shaved the damn head bald all on the side and got the shit looking like Goro from Mortal Kombat out the back of the damn head. She's like, I've been waiting for this haircut my whole life. Yeah, I sleep with that, but I wouldn't marry that. So, hey, man. So yeah, that's what's going on here. So let's get a couple precepts to back up our point. All right. Uh, I hate to move the screen. It'll start tripping. Where is it? There you go. Come on, Blue Letter Bible. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So we're supposed to seek the old paths, man. Even still seek the old. All right. So let's get let's get Ephesians 1:22. keep tripping. I'm gonna just do it on my phone. Ephesians 1:22. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to do this on my phone. All right. Okay, here we go. This is Ephesians 1:22. It says here, um, 21. For above all principality, no, 20, verse 20, which we, um, Ephesians 1:19. And what is the exceeding greatness of his power to us who believe, according to the working of his mighty power, which he wrought in Yahushua, talking about Yahweh and Yahushua, when he raised him from the dead, just like he's able to raise us up from the dead. All right. And he set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places, for above all principality, far above all principality, and power, and might, and dominion, and every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in that which is to come, and have put all things under his feet, right? Because language and knowledge was going to increase, and you have different languages and upon this earth, the English or whatever, or the different languages, and they're gonna have different names and idols that they're gonna bring up. But the Lord said, nah, he put him above all of that, even in the future, and have put all things under his feet, and gave him to be the head over all things to the church. All right. So that's Yahweh. He's our head. And the focus is what? The church. It says what? Which is his body, the fullness of him that filleth all in all. All right. So the body represents us. And that's who Paul was speaking to, the church. All right. Whom Yahweh Shai is the head over. All right. So now, hope this thing don't take forever, man. Let's see. Let's get Colossians 1:12. Colossians 1 and verse 12. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Colossians 1:12. All right, here we go. It says, giving thanks unto the Father, which have made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. Right? We are partakers of the saints. Now we become the saints in light, meaning the truth. All right, in wisdom. Who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, Yahushua, right? In whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. So Esau as well. The Lord created Esau too, right, the wicked for the day of evil. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist, and he is the head of the body. All right. So when they talk about Yahweh Shai being the head, he's the head of what? The church. All right. Not just talking about the whole world. Yeah, he's the first of all, and he's over everything. But his connection is to his body. Okay. And he's the head. It says what? And he is the head of the body, the church. So if you call yourself part of the church, you got to operate a certain way. Okay. Who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. Okay. Let me get one more. Next chapter 2. Colossians 2:9. All right, it's Colossians 2 and 9. For in him dwelleth all the fullness. Yep, 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, man. So people saying that you can wear hats when you teach, that's vain deceit. It's just vain. Just being vain, man. Nobody care about these damn hats. Wear a damn baseball cap out there. You know, keep this open. That's why we have mitris on. The priest wore mitris. All right. Now we're gonna get into that too after this. It says, let any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahweh Shai, man. See that? So they're spoiling our people, or the ones that follow them, through the vain traditions, after the traditions of men. I can wear a cap when I want, they probably wear it backwards. Hey man, teach their own. You got Sakari and them, they wear baseball caps with their brand on it. I was like, after the tradition of men, that's their tradition that they starting. After the rudiments of the world and not after Yahweh Shai. All right. Yahweh Shai ain't wearing no damn baseball cap. If anything, he would wear a mitri. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. All right. So Yahweh dwells in Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh is the head of Yahweh Shai and of the body. All right. I'm putting these precepts together. And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power. So he's not just the head of the church, but he's also the head of the whole world, man. All right. The whole everything in existence. He's the first of every creature. But as I just read in the precept prior, he's also spiritually the head of the church, which would be the elect, the hopeful elect called out, all right, the body. So now let me get this real quick in what was that, Exodus 29. All right. Exodus 29 and start from 6. All right. Hey, you got to read it from here. This is Exodus 29 and 6. All right. Well, 29 and 5. 'Cause it's explaining the office of the priest, which was set up with Aaron and the Levites. All right. At that time. Now we've all been called priests. All right. A nation of kings and priests. So in that, we're supposed to have a certain type of dressing, the way we dress. We're not supposed to wear t-shirts with the fringes when we out there teaching. You can wear them in your personal life, but wearing them when you're out there teaching, no. He said wear a garment down to the foot. You have to go up into the altar. The priest used to have to go up steps, and you couldn't see up under you're not supposed to see up under your garment. So they would wear underwear. All right. So they would wear a mitri. Some would call it a bonnet, which would be like a turban almost, but the top would be open. Yeah, they wore kufis, or what they would call kippas, but it was a different terminology for that. All right, people crocheted back then. So it's Exodus 29 and 4. And Aaron and his sons shall shall thou shalt bring unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shalt wash them with water. So now we're being washed with the spiritual water. All right, at the door of the tabernacle, which would be Yahushua and the tabernacle of David. And thou shalt take the garments and put upon Aaron the coat and the robe of the ephod. All right, the ephod would be like a covering that would go across you. All right. And the ephod, there you go. That's the ephod right here. All right. And then you had like a mantle they would wear too, like a cape or a hoodie cape. And the breastplate and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod. And thou shalt put the mitri upon his head, and put the holy crown upon the mitri, man. So, man. All right. So you know the crown is open, and then you have Dimitri. Let's see if I uh, is the word Mitri. Kind, that's it. No, this ain't it. Let me get the word Mitri real quick. Hopefully, don't slow up on me, but let's see. All right, this is the word Mitri. And Mitri is like what I'm wearing right now. All right, so it would be Taza Tazapath Tazapah. All right, Matazapah, something like that. No, Mataza Napath. Mataza Napah. And that pa at the end represents open mouth, so it'll have an opening in it. All right. Like here. So it says here, Mataza Path, a tiara, official turban of a king or a priest. So it's like a turban, all right? Meaning something wrapped around your head. You know what I'm saying? We ain't wear turbans, but I'm saying like the term turban just means a head dressing. All right, a sign of royalty. To the root, to wind around. See that? You're supposed to wrap it around your head. All right, so that's the mitri. So he put a mitri on his head, but then also, oh shit, let me go back to it. So he put a mitri upon their head. Then he also put a bonnet on the head of Aaron's sons, and people think that's a cap. They can use that to say it's a cap, but that's what the fake Jews use as a cap. It was pre-made. Niggas just put it up on the head, but it still had the opening in the middle. All right, let's get this real quick because they got it all wrong, man. You judge a tree by its fruits. Exodus 29:16. You see these cats out here wearing baseball caps, teaching. They off. You gotta wear a cap. It says a noun. All right, let's see cap. Where is it at? Cap. Uh, it says what? Basically a head covering. All right, something over your head. A cape, a hooded cloak, headdress. All right, so all right, so a baseball cap today, the word cap would just means head covering, a headdress. But to have it sealed in the middle, that's taken away from our custom because in the ancient times that was for women to do to cover their head. All right, and the men were set to uncover their head, being in a reflection of Yahushua. And the mitri was a way to still have our head covered in some sense. And these are good for the winter too, man. Cover your ears. Right. So I suggest a lot of brothers get into it and wear them. The mitri. This thing come up, man. Where is it? Here we go. Exodus 29:6. Are you serious? Okay. Exodus 29. So this is Exodus 29:6. All right. I'm still trying to pull it up. I'm gonna read it from here. Exodus 29:6. And thou shalt put upon Mitri upon his head, and put the holy crown on the Mitri. All right. Then on his head and anoint him. So how the hell you gonna do that with a baseball cap on, basketball hat, whatever you want to call it, man? This brimmed uh, hat. All right, I'm gonna get that word too. Let's look that up. What's the difference? It's a hat. Right. So Exodus 29 and 16. I mean, here you go, 7. Then Exodus 29:7. Then shalt thou take the anointing oil and pour it upon his head and anoint him. You gotta take you gotta have some space there, man. And thou shalt bring his sons and put coats upon them, and thou shalt gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons, and put bonnets on them. So you got female bonnets, which are different on them, and the priest office shall be theirs for a perpetual statute, and thou shalt consecrate Aaron and his sons. All right, so let's get that word bonnet right there. All right, so my guy, my guy Bain, all right, no, my guy Bawan. So it says here, it says what? A bonnet, but they'll say you're reading some and it say a cap, but a cap just means what? A head dressing. It don't mean like they be like, yeah, like a baseball cap. Nope, just means head covering. All right, something circular around about the head, because we are three-dimensional beings. We don't have no damn square heads. We got round heads. So you make something what? Hemispherical. Okay, meaning it covers half the head or part of the head, goes around the head, whatever you want to call it. So, like a bite. All right. So it says is what a bonnet that was given to his children with what turbans or headgear. All right. So that's what that is. And if you look at the word Mitri, it's what bishop's tall hat, right? Headband, headband, a turban. See that? So it's also called a Mitri, a turban. Headband, turban. Earlier, a belt of cloth worn under armor about the waist. That's, just something wrapped around your head, basically. All right. But look, check this out. The wearing of which by men was regarded in the Roman Empire as a mark of effeminacy. See, that's why they were going off. And Paul was sent there to say, "Yo, what are you doing? No, man. This is how you're supposed to do it. Go back to the old ways." But the word was used in the Vulgate to translate Hebrew, uh, Kappa, whatever, the sacerdotal headdress of the ancient Jews high priest. So basically, they had to be all deep, man. But anyway, in the Vulgate, it breaks it down as a headdress worn by the Jews, the Israelites. But in the Roman Empire, they looked at it as what? Effeminate. So they had it backwards. And Paul was telling them, like, yo, no, follow him, follow me. Be followers of the old paths. All right. So he was telling them that. Uh, so now that's what that is right here, man. He was telling them to follow him, and he put bonnets upon his children in the Old Testament, Aaron's children. It says what? From the feminine, the mitri of the common priest, so called from its round form. All right, so this is like round, wrapped around. You take it off, it's still round. You can put it back on and tighten it up. Different from this word here, okay? And the mitri of the high priest I can go through all these precepts, but hey, the point is already made, man. Demetria, priests and monks. Okay, so you can't go there. They can't go to the word bonnets and say caps, because that's what the Greeks and that's what the fake Jews try to use to wear that little piece of shit they put on their head in the middle, right in the center where the Lord said, right there. He said, "Don't do it," and they like, "I'll make something just go right there." It's just wicked, man. All right, so yeah, man, we gotta get some understanding on this, man, because these cats out here bugging, and they all want to link up and hold unity camps, but the scriptures say that how can two walk together except they be agreed, and we don't agree with none of these dudes. All right, so you see that little, I ain't gotta get it, but you see the little headbands. We show many pictures with head dressings. All right, not easy, but we gotta get into it, man. You can do your own research on it, and you'll see them wearing mitris or head wraps. So let's get a couple more precepts to back up these points. All right, so where's we at? Verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, as we're proven in the scriptures, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is Yahweh. All right, so that's the order upon earth, even in the spirit, even amongst the church, there's still order. And that's what Paul was telling them. All right, and the women, well, check this out. Uh, get Galatians 3:28. No, I'm gonna go here. Galatians 3:28. All right. This is Galatians 3. I'll start from 28. Yeah, 27. For as many of you as have been baptized into Yahushua have put on Yahushua, right? See that? No, 26. For ye are all the children of the Most High by faith in Yahushua. They go that same order spoken of in 1 Corinthians 11. All right. And it's a calling through the Spirit to become the children of the Most High through Yahushua, our head, our husbandman, and our women get called through us. All right. Also through Yahushua as well, in general. Okay. For as many of you as have been baptized into Yahushua have put on Yahushua, man. Have put on Yahushua as a covering. And as and a man is the covering over the woman. And Israel represents Yahushua, the church represents Yahushua's woman. All right. Just like our women that come to us and are with us, they're supposed to be in order under you. All right. There is neither Jew nor Greek, meaning the circumcised the Israelites that was part of the circumcision that was keeping the law, but they weren't doing it correctly in their faith in Yahushua. And then you had the Greeks, which were Israelites, keeping the customs or living amongst the Greeks. All right. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. Why? Because we have the same calling uh, in this truth. What to the kingdom? All right. And that's just it. There's different offices though, just like in ancient times. A woman couldn't wear the clothing of a man because the clothing of a man was set up to be the clothing of a priest. That's why they wouldn't wear mitris or certain garments and robes and stuff like that. And a man was not supposed to wear that of a woman. All right, they wore like fitted clothing in a sense. It was still wrapped, but it was still fitted to them in a sense. Couldn't see their ass though. You can look at the Elamite women for that, and you'll see, or the Palestinian women, and you'll see how they covered up, and they wear those shirts, the tunics that come down in the back a little lower, cover their behind. So there is neither male nor female. So in the spirit in the church under Yahushua, there's neither male nor female. But Paul was like, hey, don't let this go to your head though. The women be like, that's right. I can go to the Lord myself. I don't need you. You know. Or yeah, you can pray. Or they'll say, I don't have to wear. I don't have to cover my head when they was meeting up. They was meeting up for the Passover and such, or for any reason, and those women would show up and they'd be arguing, speaking out in the open amongst the men, throwing in their 2 cents, even though the Lord deprived them of wisdom. So that resets the order. The wisdom is going to come through the men. And if you be Yahweh Shai, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise of faith. All right. So there's not, it's not about Jew or Greek, or male or female anymore, but it's about faith. All right. But within that, there's still order. There's still customs that have to be kept. And Paul was letting them know about that. Verse 4, 1 Corinthians 11 and 4. Every man praying and prophesying, having his head covered, dishonor of his head. It's physically talking about your head being covered. And they dishonor their husbandman, all right, their head, by teaching and prophesying with the head covered. Because it shows them see, in the Romans' eyes, they be like, yeah, that's a man right there. The man wears a hat. Wherever he lays his hat is his home. You know what I'm saying? Right? You gotta wear different hats in life. But what it say, having his head covered, that was a look in the truth, being amongst uh the old way, that would be considered feminine for a man to do that. All right. That would be considered feminine because women supposed to cover their head in submission. So so let me get this verse 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth, so she's not supposed to be teaching, but is what it's saying there is, but every woman that does the same could be just praying. All right. Or if she's talking to children with her head uncovered, see, she's supposed to have her head covered, a dishonor of her head. So she dishonor of her man. At that time, a woman would have a husband. They wouldn't be walking around just, I'm every woman, it's all in me and shit. And liberation, you know, women's lib. They wasn't on that queen mentality, man. When the women are supposed to be queens, they're supposed to be what? Princesses, meaning they're a daughter and they belong to the king under Yahweh. All right. Dishonor of her head, so she dishonored her man, or Yahushua in the sense of spirit. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. All right. So if a woman walking around with her head uncovered, it's basically like shame, just like if she shaved her head. All right. Let's get this real quick. 1 Corinthians 14 and 34. 1 Corinthians 14, 34. The joint moves slow, but takes a little patience. First Corinthians 14, 34. Yep, let me get it here. All right, 1 Corinthians 14, 34. Instructions for the church. Here we go again. See that? Everything is about that. He was setting it in order because they were tripping over there in Corinth. All right. 14:34 says, let your women keep silence in the churches, man. See, they were gathering and they were linking up when they were gathering and speaking out in the open and in the synagogues. The synagogues back then used to be out in the open. All right, and a lot of jakes rich jakes in the Roman Empire, they would buy synagogues and rent them out, just like Sa nigga, man. They ain't had to be in the truth. They would just rent them out to anybody, all these philosophers and shit. But that was the Lord setting that up for the domain of literacy, all right, and intelligence speaking, for the battle of the philosophies versus the true doctrine. Let your women keep silence in the churches, all right. So not just being an Israelite, but being an Israelite in the truth, they still got to be silent. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, right? Because the office of the priesthood was given to men to be a priest. To be a prophet, you had to be a man, all right? And that's the new priesthood. That's the altar. That's the service. So the women had no part in that. So today they have no part in that, all right? Nothing against them. It's just order. They have their part to play, man. I was looking at me and my brother was talking about it the other day. How women, we strong, but they strong in a lot of ways, man. You'll see a woman sitting in front of you carrying two babies, and you try to do it. It's like, oh shit, it's getting heavy. Put you down, man. We supposed to be stronger than them. They got something in them, man. There's a different spirit on these women, but it's got to be taught right and guided, just like us. But the Lord say, don't put faith in a blind guide. And a lot of these jakes are blind guides, man. Blind leaders of the blind. And they're gonna fall into the damn ditch because when they wearing a baseball cap, it's a telltale sign of somewhere in their doctrine more where they're going off. They come out wearing t-shirts and shit. It shows that they're going off somewhere else. When you go through the scriptures, when you're gonna see they off somewhere else. They probably gonna say the Sabbath is on Friday, just something. But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. See that? Just because you're in the truth now, that don't mean you can ignore the laws. All right, and in the laws, it was stated that a man should not wear that of a woman, and a woman shouldn't wear that of a man. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Basically, take their ass home. They was all in the congregations yelling and shit, arguing, talking amongst each other. Had the head, snatched it off and shit. Like, now you got all these women nowadays. A lot of wicked ones. They dyeing their hair blind. When they become whores, they start to put on shave their head bald and walk around with a baldy out in the open. Shameless, man. Shameless women. That's what they are today. Shameless. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, right? The ones they're not supposed to dishonor out in the open, right? Having their head uncovered. For it is a shame for women to speak in the church. They were doing that too. They were arguing and shit, speaking out in the open. Everything was off in the Roman Empire. Just like in this modern day Roman Empire, they're emboldening the servants to rule over the men, to usurp authority. All right. So yeah, man, he was telling them get in order, and the women should go home and learn. Don't be out here in the congregations or even at the Passover. Take their ass home and eat there and learn there. And if you come out in the public, cover your head because you're showing a lack of shame if you don't. All right. So First Timothy 2:1 or 2 and I think it's 12. All right. So where was we at? But every woman that prayeth, 1 Corinthians 11:5. But every woman that prayeth um, with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. So it's just like when a woman would shave her head in shame. All right, that's why it's important for you women to cover your head. All right, and teach the daughters to do the same. You see these Arabic or Ishmaelite women, man, they be outside in the scolding hot sun, covered head to toe, face to damn to the top of their head and everything. Can't see anything. Honoring their husband. But our women, shit. All right. It says here, First Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. See that? But they were boasting. They were boasting at that time, just like today. A lot of them are boasting in these churches, a Christian church, and even calling themselves Israelites. You got a lot of women trying to teach, and they be on their head uncovered and everything. But I suffer not a woman to teach. So the word suffer means to allow not. So, but I allow not a woman to teach, man, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Okay, so they go home and they learn from their husband, and they're not supposed to be out there. What y'all talking about? What you talking about? Oh, I like the way he teach. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, you know. Excuse me. So, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So we're not supposed to follow the woman. The woman supposed to follow us. That's why he said the head of the man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. All right. And when a woman goes out with her head uncovered, she's dishonoring her head, her man. All right. In the spiritual sense, also Yahushua. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in the faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Right? Does that mean you need to have a bunch of children now? No. That means she's going to be saved for childbearing in the kingdom. Right? That's going to be her purpose, to have babies, to manage the house, and to praise the Lord. All right. And to honor her husband, calling him Lord, Lord. Okay. So yeah, that's what Paul was doing right here, putting things in order. So they took it. These guys are taking it way out of context when they say they could wear a hat, and they use this scripture saying, "Yeah, you're not supposed to cover your head because you cover the truth. You basically hiding your house shine." I was like, okay, well, what about these parts where it say the women aren't supposed to uncover their head? If they do, it's like shame. How can they flip that one and try to say, "Oh yeah, we got something for that too"? No, this is clearly they're taking it clearly out of context. All right. Genesis 1 and 26. Genesis 1 and 26. All right, let's get a little rhythm going here. Let's go to the next verse. Verse 11. 1 Corinthians 11 and 6. For if a woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. So if you don't want to cover your head, the Lord, like you might as well shave your head or trim it down. And back then, the glory of a woman was her hair, so they would not want to do that. Today, they be like, I don't care, I'll do it. Looking like G.I. Jane. That's what started it. Let her also be shorn, but if she be ashamed, so like, but if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. All right, man. So if you don't want to be shameful, you don't want to be put to shame or shave your head bald and walk around looking like a goonie, or if you don't want to shorn your head or shave it, meaning trim it down, looking like Charles Oakley, a grown ass man with a shaved head. Back then, that was a shame, man. All right, women wouldn't want to do that. Okay, nowadays they don't mind, but if, let her. For if a woman be not covered, right, let her also be shorn, meaning trim that shit down. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her cover that shit up, man. So it's saying, yeah, you only put the shame, do you? Well, cover your damn head. That's what Paul was saying. If you're gonna uncover your head, it's just like you walking around bald, so you might as well do it. Walk around the Roman Empire with a looking like damn my shit. All right. So Genesis 2 and 18. Well, I'm on one, my bad. Genesis 2. This thing here, boy. Genesis 2 and 18. Let's see if it takes forever. Nope, we good. Gotta learn to breathe, man. Especially also when you deal with children, man. I tell or your wife or anything. Always breathe before you take your next step. Take a nice deep breath. Some people need to take 3 breaths or 4 breaths. Dealing with children before you step up to them, take a breath. Calm yourself. All right, because tension and frustration is built up in the body, so you handle it uh, with the body, meaning breathing. All right, or working out. And Yahweh power said, it is not good that the man should be alone. Right, the Lord made man, Adam, right, Adamites, but He made one specific man as well, and He said, yeah, this man shouldn't be alone. So He brought him a wife from his bloodline. All right, just get to the point. Basically, like third cousin. And Yahweh said, it is not good that the man should be alone. All right. And also, like I have third cousins and fourth cousins on my mother's side, but if you realize it, they're really not your family. You know, um, through your dad, that would be your real bloodline. Through your mother, that's whoever their dad is, bloodline. So it's like cousins. It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. So a woman's supposed to be a helpmeet, supposed to help us in this truth, make garments, support us. You got some women that be on the comment boards that's sincere, and you have to watch out for the ones that are trying to bring division or whatever. But you have some that show support, and I appreciate it, and a lot of brothers appreciate it. Not that many. If you got too many, then he's like, all right, I'd be a little nervous. Like GOCC, because you could be leading captive silly women. And you're supposed to be nervous when the whole world loves you, because something ain't right there either. All right, so the Lord got on the church of Sardis for that. He said they were in the truth, but they were still dead, meaning they weren't doing the work enough to piss everybody off. That's what we're here to do. We're here to piss these damn people off. All right, give them no rest. All right, it says what? It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet. Was that a woman? The word woman means servant or helpmeet. And out of the ground, all right, from on the earth, the Lord formed uh, every beast. Let me see if I need to skip this. Okay. All right. Field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. Just like he brought all the animals to Adam, he brought his woman to Adam. All right. And he called her woman. And Adam gave names to all the cattle and to the fowls of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And Yahweh said, so yeah, because he could use the cattle, he could use the animals to help him to till the ground, as you see farmers do. But he needed a helpmeet for the service of the Lord and for the household. All right. And Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, meaning his cousin, and closed up the flesh instead thereof, and the rib which Yahweh had taken from man made he a woman. So he made a servant of this woman, all right, of this rib, this cousin, of this family member, all right. That would is a rib, meaning flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, all right. And brought her unto the man, see, and brought her to him, just like the Lord brought the animals to the man. And Adam said, "This is now a bone of my bones," not just a rib of the family of the body, but bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. They became one. All right. Just like we become one in the spirit of Yahweh Shai today. All right. We're all being called into the same spirit. But women will take a lot of wicked women will take that out of context and say, yeah, right, we all one, so you ain't no better than me. You know, I can go out here and speak too about my Lord. And it ain't like that. The Lord said, no, everything's still in order. All right. Because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife. That's what Yahweh is about to do. All right, he's gonna leave Yahweh and cleave unto us, and they shall be one flesh. All right. So we're one in the spirit today, but there's still order. All right. They can't all of a sudden just switch it up and try to take things out of order now. All right, let me see. Did I get this already? Genesis 1. I think I already got this. Let me see. 1 and 26. We went from night to daylight, huh? Okay. Genesis 1 and 26. Uh, then Elohim said, "Let us make a man in our image, right, to rule over everything upon the earth." All right, giving laws, dominion, and order. All right, and that's right. Commandments were given to Adam, and dominion over everything, and order. Okay, just like Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. After our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon earth. So Yahweh Elohim created man in their own image. In the image of Elohim created he him, male and female created he them. So he created male and female. So he created the man first, then he created women, then he created Adam, dealt with him, meaning gave him the spirit of understanding and gave him a woman for his household as well. All right, to be his servant. So that's order. That's going all the way back to the Old Testament, man. Genesis from the beginning. So nothing changed. All right, just we changed. Our people changed. They started following the customs of the Romans. All right. Um, Now it says here, verse 6, 1 Corinthians 11 and 6. For if the woman be not covered, let her be, let her also be shorn. But if she be shamed, but if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. All right. In this society, it's not a shame. So they're not covered. They're not covered. They walk around with baldies, mohawks, uh, Garo shit in the back, the monks be wearing with the ponytail, the kickboxers. The women wearing that now. 1 Corinthians 11 and 7. Oh, so like let me look at this real quick. All right, so let her be shorn and shaven, right? Let's get this. Deuteronomy 22. So yeah, man, there's no way around it. These people try to bring this out and say that it's talking about you can teach with your head covered. That would be looked at as a woman back then. Or if you're praying and you cover your head, a woman supposed to do that. So the Lord's saying, what? That's right, man. Let's get this. So this is how he looking at y'all. If Paul was here, he'd be cussing them the hell out. Which Paul is on the earth. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. See that same book of Corinthians, getting on them Corinthians, man. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? See, they're not doing it righteously. Teaching and doing it righteously, man. They're unrighteous. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. So that falls along the line of wearing what a woman would wear. And we're not supposed to do that. All right. We're not supposed to wear skirts. We will wear robes. We will wear long tunics, but you wouldn't put on a dress. It's something different about that. You wouldn't adorn yourself. You adorn yourself in the spirit because we're the woman spiritually. But you're not supposed to drape nothing over your head like a woman, like a veil, being adorned. We're supposed to be decorated, like you decorate a house or somebody decorates a lieutenant. you know, with badges and stuff in the proper uniform. And that's how a priest was decorated, covered to be a priest. All right. Deuteronomy 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on women's garments. For all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh thy power. See that? So that's what Paul was telling him, like, yo, as it says in the law, you're not supposed to be doing this, man. The women are supposed to, they're not supposed to be out here with their head uncovered and yelling and shit in the congregation. Take their ass home and cover their head. And the men, you supposed to uncover your head because you represent Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Big difference. That shows masculinity. So you, or you wear a mitri, or a headband. Okay. So he was telling them, he said, as according to the law, man. And that's just it. What the word? Mitri. Don't need that no more. Yeah, right here. This was a bonnet. They used to wear these, but it looked like a Hamite. But he had these on, and these were called what? Kufis or keepers. All right. They also called a bonnet, which would be a covering. But as we looked up the bonnets earlier, it said a mitri. So they play on words nowadays. All right. See right here, it's a headband. All right. These ones look like Jakes. So this is like a Persian. This is like a damn Hamite. So either way, headbands. All right. So let's finish this out. So it's real important, man. And they try to downplay it with their vain deceit. You talk to them, oh man, no, I got this whole breakdown from it. Who cares, bro? You're not thinking like a priest. A priest ain't gonna want to wear that damn baseball cap. Bottom line, they gonna be like the ancient times. They ain't had no damn baseball cap back then. Try to go to kufis. I love wearing kufis. I wear keepers all the time. But am I gonna teach in one? No. All right, that's what the fake Jews do. Their Talmud. All right. So we get Deuteronomy, the 21:12. Deuteronomy 21:12. Deuteronomy 21:12. Here we go. That's right, man, because that's what we used to do in shame. Like it says domestic relations, meaning at the house. So if you, let's just read it. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh thy power have delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive. This is gonna happen in the kingdom too. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, meaning have sex with her and bring her home with you. Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. All right. So that was a form of shame, you know. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her. All right. They would have a, that's what the women supposed to do too, man. You take the raiment of this captivity off you. These worldly ways, customs of the world, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go in unto her. So give her a month, then you can pop her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. You can do that with the heathen woman at the time, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money, whoremongering. But thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. You already popped her. If a man have, uh, where is it at? That's right, man. Uh, it was in 12. There you go. Then thou shalt bring her home to thy house, and shalt shave her head and pare her nails. All right. So that's bald in there. It was like put her to shame. You know. So our women aren't supposed to do that. Yeah, if you come into the truth, you want to shave your shit and start over. You want to be dramatic, you can. The women, but not shave it, but cut it off, and then regrow it. But after that, they're supposed to keep their hair. They're supposed to cover their head, or they can do whatever the hell they want with their hair, but cover their head. Don't dye it blonde, red, all this wicked Babylonian customs, Arabic customs. Like you got Jacob, they were dyeing their beard red and yellow. All right. So it's a shameful thing for a woman to bald her head. And that's what Paul was saying. Like, yo, if you're going to not wear a hair covering, you might as well wear your head bald or shave your damn head down like a man. You might as well be a man all the way. You can't say that nowadays. They'll be like, yeah, that's right. So he said, yeah. He said, if it's a shame, you feel if you have any ounce of shame in you, then just cover the hell up. That's what it says right here. All right. So First Corinthians 11 and let me get one more. First Corinthians 12, and I might have to shut this one down. Taking a little longer. First Corinthians 12 and 13. All right, First Corinthians 12 and 13. For by one Spirit we are all baptized into one body. All right, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. All right, so the women are part of that body, and we're drinking of the same Spirit, the Spirit of truth. All right, Spirit of Yahushua. But Paul was telling them it's still order, man. You know, so it was still order set in place. Yeah, we won. So it's right, but the women still had to cover their heads, showing submission and humbleness, and the men were supposed to uncover their head when you're teaching. They see they take chapter 11, First Corinthians, they take it out of context just so they can do their vain custom, just like the people that want to edge up their shit. They say, yeah, they don't mean that. You just want to edge your shit up. You know, a lot of brothers got that Sherman Hensley. You know what I mean? So they like to cover their shit. You know what you're up to, buddy. It's like vocab. I want to see him take that hat off. vocab like teaching with a hat on. Heathen. All right. Show that hairline, buddy. Or wear a mitri. Um, Galatians 3 and 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. Ye are all one in Yahweh Shai. I already read that earlier. You know, just a different scripture. So we're all one. Right? We know that. So let's get this. First Corinthians 11 and 6, 11 and 7. For the man indeed not ought not to cover his head. All right. For as much as he is the image of the glory of Yahweh, but the woman is the glory of the man. You know, so that's the glory of the man. So a woman supposed to cover her shit up, and us we supposed to be uncovered, meaning showing manhood. You know, that shows the position of a man to wear a mitri or to have your head uncovered. And a woman, she supposed to cover her head. If not, then she might as well just trim her hair down or bald her head. shave her head in the form of shame. But if she feels ashamed to wear that baldy or hair trimmed down and shit, which was a shameful thing to do back then, they wouldn't do that. The women did not want to do that. They wanted to keep the hair. All right. Um, he said the hair is the glory of a woman. Uh, a woman didn't want to trim her hair down. So Paul was saying, hey, if you're gonna take not wear a hair covering, you might well be uncovered all the way. All right. He said the hair is a covering of a woman. It shows a female compared to a man. That we're not supposed to have long ass hair like Sakari and them. You know, that's an Edomite custom. Even a lot of Puerto Ricans or Ephraimites that have long hair that are in this truth, they trim it down and keep it at the shoulder length. A lot of West Indians, Benjamites, they grow a lot of long hairs, but they letting it stop at the shoulders. So what makes this man any different? Sakari leader, why he get to do it? All right, because it's called vain deceit, just being vain, man. But the woman is the glory of the man. All right, so she's supposed to cover her ass up out here and show honor to her husband. All right. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man that I just read earlier in Genesis. All right. So Paul was speaking everything from the Old Testament and cutting them with it, and not even cutting them, but edifying the people with it, building up the church. All right. So I'm not gonna read this whole thing. I might stop it here, maybe go more into it later, because it goes into the Passover. When they were meeting up. Um, that's right. So I'm gonna read a couple more verses. How about that? Two at least. 1 Corinthians 11:8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. 1 Corinthians 11:9. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So we were here first, and the woman was created for us, and they have to understand that, man. You know, uh, for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. So she put what's the power on her head, meaning the covering. All right, she supposed to have some type of covering, either her hair or a head covering, which would show that she has power over her from her husband. All right, or through the spirit of Yahweh if she don't have a husband. It shows that she has some type of power that's over her. You know, that's right, man. So cover her head, but if not, it shows that she has no type of damn covering. It shows that you ain't in the truth. Nevertheless, neither is the man right, because also a woman when she has hair, it shows that she's a damn woman. You walk up today and you see Jada Pinkett, you think she a little boy, little teenage boy. Uh, that's right, man. So, and that's why a man supposed to have a beard. It just shows your manhood that if you can grow one. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man. That's right, because we're still one in the spirit. But he was saying to him like, "Yo, it's still order, man. You can't do what the hell you want just because y'all are one." You know. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of the Most High. So still gotta be in order. He said, let's make man in our image, in the image of the Most High. So the Most High deals with order. Let all things be done decently and in order. All right. So with that, man, I think I'm gonna end it there. Um, no, I'm gonna keep going. I think. Yeah, I'll start from. I'll keep going a little bit more just to make this point. It says, "Judging yourselves." Is it calmly that a woman pray unto Yahweh uncovered? Think about that, man. Is it calmly? Does it make sense? See, that's why people going off. They'll say, yeah, the scripture means a woman shouldn't Anyway, they say a man shouldn't cover his head because he's covering the truth. He's hiding the truth. That ain't what it's talking about. This whole context is real straight to the point, and it's saying, judging yourselves. Is it calmly that a woman pray unto Yahweh uncovered? So should she go to the Lord and pray having her head uncovered? All the ancient women in the past, when they prayed to the Lord, they would cover their head. So that's what it was talking about, where it says, um, uh, where is that? Here you go. Verse 5, but every woman that prayeth, and not supposed to say prophesying, man. If you look it up and do some research on it, you'll see that's supposed to say, but every woman that does the same, meaning praying with her head uncovered, dishonor of her head, dishonor of her husband. If they're not married, then they're dishonoring Yahweh, being a part of the church and not abiding in the truth. For that is even all one as if she was shaven, meaning, basically bald head like a man. All right. A man not supposed to be bald, but you get my point. Shameful. So so you're supposed to judge in yourselves, man. That's what we sent here to do. He said, "Yo, you're gonna judge angels in the kingdom. Are you not worthy of judging these small matters? You're supposed to judge rightly, man." Instead, they're like, "I'm gonna wear my cap. Which one I'm gonna wear today? My hairline fucked up. With my baseball cap out there teaching. I'm gonna put this on with this garment. Hey, pass me my hat that say I'm shining, man. Oh, Sakari, give me that hat. Let's put that on so I can sell my brand. I don't care what nobody say. I wear a hat. I feel like it. Make me look tougher." 1 Corinthians 11:14. Do not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? So it's like, yo, he like telling them, like, yo, you're not supposed to have long hair. It's shameful. All right. It's like a girl, like Fabio, flicking that shit. Somebody looking at you, walking up behind you, got long ass hair like a woman and shit. Sitting down in the chair, turn around, what's up, bro? Say, oh shit, what's up, man? Yeah, worrying about their hair and shit all the damn time. Get into a fight, you dude, wrap his hair hand around that shit, and pull it like he would, like the women be doing. So do if so, but if a woman have long hair, it is a glory unto her, man. So women, grow your hair the best you can, use herbs and eat right. But it's a curse on the women not to have hair. Fair enough. But we about to come from under these curses, all right? So don't worry about that. For her hair is given her for a covering, man. All right. And that's clear. That's to the point. That's not saying, yeah, covering, meaning like the truth. No, her hair was given to her to show that she's a woman, just like her body. But you're not supposed to see her body all the damn time. So you look at her hair. Yeah, it's a woman. She have her head covered. That's a woman. Hair uncovered in private. Her hair long and shit. That's a woman. She out in the open. Or she got some manly ways about her. If her head uncovered and she teaching in the congregation and all that, trying to teach men and all that shit. And he's like, yo, you might go all the way. Why don't you trim your hair down and become a man all the way? But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of the Most High. All right, and that's what they are. These dudes are contentious, and Paul was telling them like, yo, these are not our customs. You go to the ancient times, you'll see that these are not a custom that they were keeping in the Roman Empire, having long hair, letting the women shave their head and shit, or come. Not that they were doing that, but they were coming out with their head uncovered, all in the congregation yelling, voicing their opinion. The men had their head covered because it was looked at as feminine to have the head uncovered in the Roman Empire. To have on a mitre, I mean, all right, not just to have the head uncovered, but to have on a mitre, they looked at that as feminine. Like you got a girl hair wrap, like they do today. They kind of look at you weird unless you wear it right. But a lot of people, I don't have a mitre on today. Damn, okay, I said that a few times, but I got a headband on. All right, but you'll see people with a hair wrap, and they might think you're wearing a woman's head wrap, But a mitri is different from a head wrap. All right. So so we have no such customs, man. Walking around teaching with baseball caps. All right. Neither the churches of the Most High. So Israelites in general never had those type of customs because Paul was a Pharisee of Pharisees and keeping the law. He knew about that. According to the law, a man not supposed to wear that of a woman not supposed to wear that of a man. And about the priestly dress of Aaron with the mitri. Neither the churches are the Most High. So if you also part of the church, the called out, the spirit, then you're not supposed to have that custom as well, man. All right. So yeah, you see anybody with hats on, baseball caps teaching, they- they're 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 teaching vain deceit. All right, and it's not of the customs of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there and let me see something. All right, I'm gonna end it there and I'm gonna say Shalom. Okay. All right, hold your head.